say it is an honor to be a part of Titus Women, and every week I look forward to seeing your faces, and I have so much respect for you, and I love you, and I'm thankful for the sisterhood that we have. Tonight, as I share my testimony, I thought, what would be the best picture, or what would God have me to speak on? I could share from yesterday, I could share from last week, just to give you a picture. But I would say God has pursued me my entire life. God has been faithful to me my entire life. God has been my hiding place. He is my refuge. He is my rock. And tonight, just to give a glimpse of the picture, I'm the oldest. I have a younger brother, and my parents divorced when I was 12. We were involved in ministry, and the church split, and Satan kind of got a foot in, and my parents divorced. And my mother began to unravel. My mother has struggled with mental illness my entire life. And I began to be a caretaker. I'm the oldest, I'm a girl. I tried to fix things. My mom tried to kill herself, or would accidentally overdose more times than I can count. And I would walk in and find her. After my parents divorced and my mom began to unravel, we didn't go to church as a family, but my extended family would pick me up and take me to church, or this sweet older lady down the street would pick me up and take me to church. I had God protecting me when times at my home were chaotic and full of yelling and ugly. God was my safe place. I got saved at the age of 9 and still dabbled in the world through my teen years. I was working I was 15 years old, working at Dairy Queen, making the ice creams. I was very good at it. And I was making ice creams, and the youth pastor at our church brought the whole church van to Dairy Queen. And he ordered, and he said, I want a double cheeseburger, and I want a large fry, and I want you at church Sunday. And I remember thinking, if he would bring the whole youth group to come to Dairy Queen, I can go to church. I did, went to church, blown away that he would do that for me. Years later, God laid it on his heart to do that for me. God was pursuing me. I would go to church camp year after year, summer after summer. This one summer, 16 years old, I told myself, no matter what, I will not go to the altar this year, because I'm afraid that every time I come home, I fail. I try to read the word every day. I try to pray every day. I fail. I'm just not cut out for it. So that year, I go to camp. About Wednesday, I'm thinking, this is going to be easy. They've got this theology teacher. I don't know what he's talking about. He's not interesting. Halfway through the camp, they increased the rate of the camp. Who does that? And we had to all move from our camp to a college campus, small college in Mississippi. I thought, well, this is going to be easy. We walk in this small college. They have a dorm room. I sat my bags down. I went to chapel service. That night, I don't know what this theology teacher said, but the Holy Spirit got a hold of my heart. The conviction was so strong. I don't remember walking to the altar. I don't know how I got there, but I was there. And I began to pray. And this sweet lady that I didn't know came and prayed with me. And I told her my fears. I told her how I didn't measure up. Told her how I couldn't do it. And I tried really hard. And she read Philippians 4:13. And she said, now I want you to read it out loud. I can do all things through Christ who gets me. No. Read it again. Read it again, she told me. I'm used to people praying and getting up and going back. No, we're having a whole powwow right there. She said, I want you to pray it until you believe it. And I did. And the Holy Spirit spoke to my heart, Emily, I can do all things through you. This isn't about what you earn. This isn't about your striving. This isn't mustering something up, but I can do it. I left the chapel and walked back to the dorm room where I had threw my stuff before chapel. And beside each door was a verse. And beside the door where I had threw my stuff, of course, was Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ. No one could tell me it was a coincidence. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the Holy Spirit was confirming within me what he had already said. I could do it through him. I fell in love with Jesus. He has dramatically transformed my life. I accepted the call to missions. I ended up going back to that small little college, which was Wesley College at the time, to pursue my degree in missions. The youth pastor that had pursued me had went to Wesley. He connected the dot. I ended up meeting my husband at Wesley College. Turns out he had had my same youth pastor years before in Mississippi, so he had known about Wesley too. I get to Wesley College, and there's Dr. Chris teaching theology, who was the boring guy at the camp that year, connecting dots. I went on to study nursing, and I do work as a nurse practitioner. I also teach and love women's ministry. I had the opportunity to start going into strip clubs a few years ago before COVID. And God transformed something on the inside of me with boldness to go in such a dark place and share the love of Jesus. There was a bartender that said she wondered when the church would ever come. If you really do love us, I wonder why no one ever came. Testimony after testimony of what God has done in some really dark places. But God did something in the dark place that was within me first. He loves me, he pursues me, and he still does. My takeaway tonight would be that if you believe, or if you feel like you're not enough, don't have enough, this is not something you have to earn or strive for. God does something within you because he loves you and because he has pursued you your entire life. Nothing about Emily. It's about every single one of us. As we look back over our life, we see how he pursued us because he cares for us. He sees us. He loves us. He wants us, and he wants all of us. Thank you.